Hey, this is me building and strategizing my 500 grand per year profit consulting business right in front of your eyes. This right here is a daily video series that always follows the exact same format. I always start by answering all of your questions, meaning that if you have a question like Matthias, Bella, Tom here, you can drop your question down below. It can be literally anything: offers, content, positioning, acquisition, ads, whatever it might be. Because when you ask the question, I get to answer it in front of a bunch of people. You get a good answer, hopefully, and a lot of other people get inspiration, which is a really cool value ladder, in my opinion. So once we're done with the questions for the day, I do business stats, which is basically just me showing you the growth of my main social channels that I use to acquire clients from, together with how much money my business makes. Because this is a daily update series where I'm working towards getting to 2 million a year. Over the past 2 years, I've averaged 500 grand a year in profit. And now I feel like I have the foundation and the headspace and everything in order to push the speeder a bit and get to 2 million a year. But I can only do it by taking calls 3 days a week and operating with pretty high profit margins. I also don't take sales calls. I only talk to clients. So I have some constraints and rules that I have to play the game by, which hopefully makes it a little bit more interesting. So yeah, when we're done with business stats, I head into strategy. I give you my thoughts and reflections on how the goal is going, basically. So yeah, let's head into the channel. This right here is the daily YouTube channel that you're watching right now. So if I head into community, I can see all of the questions and comments that you people have asked me. So for example, Matthias here is saying, I did this series once before, 10 months ago. So these are some older questions together with some newer ones here. So Matthias said, Fred, that response was filled with more value that I've found in some programs I've paid for. No questions here, you're sharing a bit of gratitude. Good wish for the future. Thank you. Pretty high expectations here for my answers to the questions, but I really appreciate it. Bella asks, hey Fred, I just watched one of your videos on your other channel. Really great, by the way, thank you. The one about your ad strategy to attract better clients without needing to go viral. My question is, do you manage your paid traffic yourself, or do you hire someone to run it for you? It would be great if you could go deeper into the technical side of meta ads. I found it hard to hire someone who can really handle my traffic well, so I'm considering doing it myself and running it for a few months before hiring again. Really good question. Paid ads is something that I love, and I'm pretty big on paid ads. I built my entire first coaching business on paid ads only. Which was a little bit tough for the margins, but very good for scale and volume. So now in my current business, I don't spend a lot of money on ads. I spend around $1,200 a month. And I only recently started them again because my organic did so well. So the decision making and thought process here was that I got a little bit of a bad relationship with my first coaching business that was very paid ads heavy. So I went the total opposite and did organic only and had to learn that skill, which went pretty well. And now I am back with some ads again because I really like paid ads because it gives you a sense of predictability. Not predictable sales or meetings or clients, but predictable traffic into what's already working. Meaning that if your current process is, for example, DMs, because you have a setter, and then to a call, and then to close, what your goal with your ads is to get the right people in the DMs, because that is what triggers the next step until your business grows, right? Some people use a VSL that we did, for example, in my first coaching business. So we send a lot of traffic to the video here that was very well optimized for, again, a call and then sale. So you have to figure out your organic and natural way of acquiring clients. Once you have that and you know the numbers of organic, then you want to turn on paid ads because then you get a predictable amount of people into the process that's already working, and then you can start tracking it. So my answer to Bella here is pretty simple, is that first you want to find that. Once you have that, then you want to find winning creatives, because the paid ads game has changed a lot over the last few years. It is not so much about targeting and the technical side of things and so on these days. It's very much about the creative. So you'll notice that I upload an Instagram reel every single day to my main profile, but I'm also posting 3 to 4 videos per day on trial reels where I am testing angles and hooks, first to an audience that isn't mine, so trial reels, and then onto my main. And that way I find winning organic content pieces that brings me good leads organically, and then I put money behind them. So you can literally see these are the ads that I'm running, and it's very low spend. It's around $40 a day. And I've only been running it for as I said, a little over a month. We started here when the curve was flat, so 22nd of June. And this right here gives me a growth that looks something like this. So you can see 100 followers, 94 followers. I had some organic do well. Baseline leads from paid ads is around 30 to 40 leads per day. Combined with a lot of organic effort, my growth looks something like this, which I'm pretty happy about. But it all started from me pushing a lot of organic to see what works the best, and then putting money behind the winners. I would say that if you're spending less than $3,000 a month, learn the skill yourself and invest with your time and energy into things that you can control, which is your organic content. And then once you have a good foundation, I would say that I have a good foundation because I have my Instagram, I have my email, I have my YouTube, where I'm really proud to send people to because it's good content pieces that will nurture and build trust with people. So that's my current ad strategy for myself. I have some clients that are spending a lot more, both in my agency, but also clients that I consult. And there we have a little bit more technical philosophy towards the ad strategy because we're spending more money. We are testing specific ad creatives that doesn't get posted as organic because they're more direct call out. So they call out the ICP, a problem or desire, the next step in the funnel, and what we want people to do in terms of action. And then we test them against each other for the price per lead, price per follower, price per DM, whatever it might be. And then based on the rest of our funnel, we know what a healthy KPI looks like. So for example, every single day with my ads, I'm paying around $1 to 1.5 for a follower, and around 20% of my followers are qualified, meaning that I pay like $8 to $10 per qualified follower, which may seem high, but considering my cash flow, my lifetime value, and my average sales cycle, I'm pretty happy about it because I'm really playing the long-term game here. I don't have a seller, I don't have a VSL, I don't have a sales team, I don't have a very strict funnel. My business is very holistic. So again, keep that in mind whenever I'm giving this answer here because my business is probably different to yours. But hopefully the principles that I just went through applies. So thank you for the question, Bella. I would dial in your organic side of things in terms of how do you acquire a customer now, know the numbers, test a bunch of different formats, angles, and hooks, call-outs, etc. on your organic profile, because there you can typically find some winners and then put money behind them and then scale. Once you know the numbers, typically cost per acquisition, and then reverse engineering all the numbers in between, then you can put more money behind it and know your sales cycle. Yeah. Tom, one of my friends here, Big Fred, absolutely loving the content, authentic as usual. Thank you, man. Question. I don't see you posting heaps on stories and reels on IG. Do you need to post daily stories, reels to be able to make IG follower ads work in the long run, or can your profile optimization, YouTube redirection, and setters do most of the heavy lifting? Great question. This was 10 months ago when I didn't have a big focus on Instagram organic. As you can tell from my previous answer, I have a lot of focus on it now. But it's a great question here because usually when you run follower ads, you optimize for people to follow you on IG, right? What happens when someone follows you on IG is that your stories will be prioritized to the person that just followed you because the follower showed interest in you, so your stories will be prioritized. And that's why you see people that run a lot of follower ads and DM ads will usually always post 3 to 4 stories at least every single day to move people further down the funnel. So it's a really good way to trigger your appointment setter and to build nurture is by having consistent storylines. I don't personally do it a lot. It might be bad advice, but I'm a person that the behavior that I really respect and like in others, that's the behavior I adapt myself. And I don't really like to go through 5 to 6 salesy Instagram stories. I'm very I'm very solution aware. I know what I'm looking for when I'm investing my money in a mentor or help or one-to-one advice or whatever it might be. So an Instagram story is not really going to convert me. It might help a lot for me to get clients, but I don't really enjoy making them. I'd much rather make a video like this, or write a good email, or make a main channel YouTube video, or whatever it might be. But yeah, it works very well with stories and consistent reels when you're running follower ads for nurture. But to be honest, if you have a really good setter, you don't have to. You should just see stories as a way for you to pull a lever to trigger more conversations, right? Because you can make storylines that are very broad, that optimizes for many answers, meaning that you ask a broad question or get people to interact with the story in a low commitment way that triggers a lot of leads that have replied to your story so that the setter can work with them. But you can also use stories to like super like tailored question or call to action that gets a very few responses but high quality leads. So it's like for a fitness coach, for example, it's like, do you go to the gym? Yes, no, I paused it, or something. So like everyone can answer that question, right? And it's still relevant lead. So like if the people that say yes, then the setter can trigger, hey, how long have you been doing it? No, then it's like, why do you have a desire of going to the gym? And I paused it. Hey, is that an injury or is it motivation? Like what made you stop? So that will trigger a lot of conversations. Whereas if you make a story of like, I'm looking for 5 women who would like to lose 10 pounds over the next 4 months. If that sounds like you, then comment on this story. Probably be like 3 or 4 ladies maybe commenting, but they are very high intent because you set the outcome within a time frame and the action is now, right? So that's how stories works incredibly well for biz offers that runs follower ads. Hope it makes sense, brother. He's probably not going to watch this. It's 10 months ago he asked the question, the same as Bella. But I hopefully give some value to all of you with ads, stories, and these kind of things. Then we have Harry here. And then this guy asking for more updates. We're here now, brother. Hey Fred, hope all is well. Question, how do you think the info product space will change in the next 5 to 10 years, especially with new technologies like AI? I'm interested in your opinion and how you think the industry is set to change. Thanks, Harry. Great question, bro. Especially considering that you asked the question 10 months ago, and you are probably very right that the industry has changed a lot because of not paid ads, sorry, but AI. I think it can be a very long answer, but I think AI is both really good in a sense of it, for example, allows me and one team member, my creative director, to be able to run a business that's doing $500,000-$600,000 a year in revenue with very high margins, because I can use AI to free up so much of my time, because I can get it to do very manual tasks and boring tasks so that I can spend my time on high leverage, such as my clients and my content, which is the only things that AI really can't do, right? But I think it's interesting, right? I think like with technology and everyone going online and remote and all of these things, what people will start to crave is in-person. So I think I'm really big on in-person events. That's why I do 3 yearly events for all of my clients. And then I do a 1 monthly meetup at my office for all current clients here in Denmark. And the 3 events are like bigger, multiple days. So I think in-person and community is something that people will crave, especially in person. I think AI will really push a lot of crappy content. So I think authentic content and a strong brand. And when I say strong brand, I mean opinions, recognition, a universe that is your own, and really just like your own style for a long enough period of time. I think that is going to be essential with AI here. And I think it's just gonna split the market in two, kind of. There's gonna be all the AI people who build their entire business on AI and are like really like AI maxers, so like AI is just like they put AI in everything. Like for example, if we go to school here and we go to the school leaderboard, I like to pay attention to the school leaderboard because it typically gives me a good indication of what offers are trending in the market in terms of pattern recognition. And you can see here, right, that for example, Nick is AI, Nate is AI, Jack is AI, AI video bootcamp from this guy Daniel, AI profit boardroom from Julian. So like basically 5 out of the top 13 communities on school all has to do with AI, right? So it's like there will be a lot of people who like really AI maxes and puts AI in everything, which is gonna attract an audience that is probably scared of AI and want to capitalize on this like once in a lifetime AI opportunity, which I somewhat tend to agree with, that it is a pivotal point. But then I think there's going to be people also like myself that kind of goes the opposite on AI, which is more like, hey, your business should be a representation of you and your life. You don't have to scale always. You should keep high profit. You should be authentic. It takes a lot of time. You need to learn manual copywriting. You can't scale and leverage and automate client relationships. You can't use AI to keep a client happy. You can't use AI to jump on an extra call with a client or stay longer on group calls or these kind of things. So I think the market is going to split kind of in two with the marketing and those kind of things. And also with like what you emphasize on and what you want to communicate and what you want to be known for. I don't like to make any fear-based marketing by like talking about the AI like doom, or if you don't learn AI, you're cooked. I don't really like fear-based marketing. I think it attracts the wrong people who work with you out of fear rather than because they want to. So that's kind of how I see it. That's enough for questions. I have 25 minutes until a one-on-one call here, so I'm just gonna jump straight into business stats here, people. So this is the sheet that I fill out every single day. Today is the 3rd of August, and my daily updates YouTube channel is currently sitting at 618 subscribers. There we go. My main YouTube channel is at 8,963. And my Instagram is at 25,062. There we go. And yesterday, I always track the cash one day behind. So like it's the number that it says here. And it's in Danish, so I'll just convert it. 1900. There we go. So good growth on IG here. We had the reel that we posted attracted a lot of followers, which was cool. Main YouTube, I posted a new video yesterday, which is doing okay. So that is probably the one that brought in some good people. And then this morning, if you don't know, I have a newsletter. I'll link it down below. I send out a daily email. I send out an email talking about the daily updates channel and why I brought it back. All of my emails can be found in here actually if you want to read them. It's a little public journal basically. So yeah, that's business stats. Looking good. Oh, scroll back to content. There we go. Then some strategy. I think email is a pretty good thing to talk about. Like the last time that I did these videos, I had no email. And now email is a huge lever for me in my business. And I use email a lot. And it's pretty simple. Like I basically just update people on the things that I do in my business. And if people find it interesting, the things that I'm doing, then I ask them if they would like my help with this, you know. So this is a story about last year. I did the daily updates channel. It follows the same structure. I did it for like X amount of days. It was really cool. And now I'm bringing it back, you know. So the first thing is I want to show consistency. I upload 2 videos a week on main channel and 1 video every day on this channel. A lot of the good things that has happened to me in my business and my life is just because I keep showing up, which hopefully you'll take a lot of inspiration in, because it's just about longevity in this space. I have a lot of clients who has worked with me for 2 to 3 years, which gives me a good baseline, for example, of MRR, which allowed me to get out of sales calls because I had stability, which allowed me to spend more time on content, which allowed me to grow my YouTube channel and get more clients in. So it's just about being in the game for long. So like I want to implement consistency and that into this channel. My main channel is also growing. It's almost at 9,000 subs. Kind of like after the 10,000 sub mark, I see a pattern in the game that you want to play there is that you want to lean into the snowball effect that you've kind of created. So like growing on YouTube is very, very slow. And then the more you grow, the more exponential it goes up basically. And I feel like my channel is around here. And typically like around the 10K sub mark is typically where you can really start to see some snowball if you're good enough at leaning into more broad content, in my opinion, to attract more people. So now that I'm going more broad and top of funnel for the main channel, then I wanted a place where I can still be nurturing and bottom of funnel and middle of funnel. And that's why I'm bringing daily updates back. And then the simple math, it takes me 25 minutes a day to title, thumbnail, upload, and record a video. I've done 25 minutes of work for a total of 116 videos. It's 48 hours of work. It's given me 938 hours of watch time, meaning that I've gotten a 20x return on my time, right? I can also directly attribute 2 new clients from the channel. Last year when I did it, 2 people found me through daily and then became clients. Back then I sold a 9.5K paid in full, which was my old offer. And that gives me an hourly rate of $400. And like the people that I work with now, 5 of them randomly said on a group call, "Hey Fred, I loved your daily updates," because we talked about the channel like a few months ago. So yeah, stonks. Then I let people know that, hey, the channel is live, right? And then I just end off the email like, hey, if you want to work with me, I have 2 spots left. Here are the next steps. And then I link the document. So yeah, that's how I use email. And then I basically just send an email like 5 to 7 times per week. So this weekend I didn't send emails. But yeah, then it's like 28, 29, 30, 31. And then we're back here Monday with an email. So I love email. I have like 1,350. I don't really promote email. It's very subtle that I promote it because it's just linked in my YouTube videos, and that's basically it. I don't run ads. I don't give away freebies. I don't do none of that. So it's very high intent leads that end up on my email, meaning that they are pretty warm when it comes to me asking if they would like some help. Then people reply or check out the doc. And yeah, now I have 2 spots left. I close on the 5th for enrollment. So either 2 spots more fill or I just close down. And then I work with the clients, and then next month I do the same. So yeah, email has been really good for me. And that is it, people. Thank you so much for watching this video, and hopefully I'll see you tomorrow. Remember, ask any questions you might have down below.